Jose Rizal was a man of incredible intellectual power with amazing artistic talent as well. He excelled at anything that he put his mind to: medicine, poetry, sketching, architecture, sociology, and more. Rizal's martyrdom by the Spanish colonial authorities while he was still young was a huge loss to the Philippines and to the world at large. Today, the people of the Philippines honor him as their national hero. In June 19, 1861, Rizal was born with a blessed middle-class family in Calamba, Laguna, province of Philippines. He was the seventh child of 11 children of Don Francisco Mercado Rizal and Doña Teodora Alonso Rialonda. His siblings are Saturnina, Pasiano, Narcisa, Olimpia, Lucia, Maria, Josefa, Concepcion, Jose, Trinidad, and Soledad. The first memory of Rizal in his infancy was his happy days in the family garden when he was 3 years old. His ayo was employed by his father to look after his comfort. She introduced to Rizal some legends in folklore like the aswang, the nuno, the tigbalang, and the birded pumbay. The first sorrow of Rizal was the death of his most little loved sister, Concha, who was died of sickness in 1865 when she was 3 years old. His first non-formal teacher was her mother, Doña Teodora. On her lap, Jose learned prayers and the alphabet at the age of 3. The schooling of Rizal was characterized by 4 R's: reading, writing, arithmetic, and religion. At the age of 8, Rizal wrote his first poem in the native language entitled Sa Aking Mga Kababata, to My Fellow Children. On June 1869, Jose Rizal left Calamba to Biñan with Pasiano to pursue his studies in school. The next morning, Pasiano accompanied his brother to school to attend the class of Maestro Justiniano Aquino Cruz. Immediately, Jose was assigned to sit in the class because of his intellectual superiority. His older classmates were jealous of him. The first brawl of Rizal was Pedro. Because of the insecurity of Pedro, he challenged Rizal to have a wrestling at the back of their school. On February 17, 1872, Fathers Mariano Gomez, Jose Burgos, and Jacinto Zamora were implicated and executed. The martyrdom of the 3 priests inspired Rizal to fight the evils of Spanish tyranny. In 1891, Rizal dedicated his second novel, El Filibusterismo, to Gomborza. In 1872, Doña Teodora was made to walk 50 kilometers from Calamba to the provincial prison in Santa Cruz. Doña Teodora was arrested on a malicious charge that she aided his brother, Jose Alberto, in trying to poison his wife. Jose Alberto's wife convinced with a Spanish lieutenant of the Guardia Civil and filed a case against Rizal's mother. Jose went to Manila with Pasiano to enter Ateneo Municipal of Manila. Father Magin Ferrando, Ateneo College Registrar, refused to admit Rizal because he was late for registration and was sickly and undersized of his age. Rizal's first favorite novel was The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexander Dumas. One day, Rizal went to Trozo, Manila to visit his grandmother. His friend, Mariano Katigbak, accompanied him, and upon arrival at Lipa, Mariano's sister, Sigonda, was there at the old woman's house along with other guests. Rizal was drawn to her instantly. Jose has to say goodbye to the young lady because he will be spending the school break in his hometown. At the same time, Sigonda was also about to return to Lipa. In 1878, on a dark night summer vacation, Rizal was a victim of Spanish officers' brutality. He passed by lieutenant of Guardia Civil but failed to recognize. The lieutenant was insulted and slashed Jose's back with his sword. Jose reported to General Primo de Rivera, Spanish Governor General, but no resolution was done because of racial discrimination. After finishing his 4 years of his medical course, Rizal decided to study in Spain. He can no longer fake the brutality, discrimination. He went to Spain to observe keenly the life and culture, languages and customs, industries and commerce, and governments and laws of the European nations to prepare himself in the mighty task of liberating his oppressed people from Spanish tyranny. After his studies in Spain, Rizal went to Paris in Germany in order to specialize in ophthalmology. He chose this branch because he wanted to cure his mother's eye ailment. Rizal wrote his first letter to Professor Ferdinand Blumentritt. The Noli Me Tangere was printed in a printing shop Berliner Backdruckerei Action Gesellschaft, sponsored by Maximo Viola, which charged the lowest rate of 300 pesos for 2,000 copies. Rizal decided to return home to operate on his mother's eyes, to serve his people who had long been oppressed by Spanish tyrants, to find out for himself how the Nole and his other writings were affecting Filipinos and Spaniards in the Philippines, and to inquire why Leonor Rivera remained silent. Rizal had a romantic romance to Beckett's oldest sister sibling, Gertrude, Getty, as Jose affectionately called her. She was a buxom English girl with brown hair, blue eyes, and rosy cheeks. Rizal received leaflets from Dispojol. These incriminatory leaflets were entitled Pobres Frailes under the authorship of Father Jacinto and printed by Imprenta de los Amigos del País, Manila. He was placed under arrest and escorted to Fort Santiago by Ramon Dispojol, nephew and aide of Governor General Dispojol. After a show trial, Rizal was convicted and sentenced to death by firing squad. Rizal's public execution was carried out in Manila.